So, guys, welcome to our first podcast episode. Tren and I have decided that we're going to start a podcast that will happen at the end of every month, where we'll talk about topics, questions, things that you guys pick in our Discord. So if you're not part of the Discord, please make sure you join that. Just type in !Discord in the chat and the link will pop up. But welcome, I am Ebbs. This is my wonderful co-host Treniam, and
hi guys.
Today we will be talking about gaming and streaming. We thought it would be an appropriate first topic to talk about for this little podcast series that we're going to be doing. We've also created a YouTube channel, so we will be downloading the VODs and uploading them there, so we will have a permanent record of them for anyone that wants to go back and have a look at them. Starting off with the topic of gaming and kind of how we entered into the gaming world, as you might say. So I think first off, we should probably give a bit of an introduction about ourselves. Tren, would you like to go first?
Oh, if I can, thank you. For those who aren't familiar, my name is Treniam, or Tren for short, as we've been dubbing me a nickname lately. I am a variety streamer, much like Ebbs. I started a little bit after she did, a couple weeks or so. Watching her stream was actually what got me really interested in it. I had done a little bit like at the start of the year when Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order came out, but that was just to some friends to see the Star Wars game. It wasn't like anything serious. But yeah, Ebbs, watching her stream, and she convinced me to give it a shot again, and since then we've been playing games together every Saturday and talking near every day for nearly 6 months about streaming and what we're planning and what we're doing.
It has
and
definitely
it's been a lot of fun.
taken over.
It really has.
I think anyone that streams can kind of relate if you have a very, especially because we were friends beforehand, obviously. It's kind of taken over everything we talk about, and other streamers probably feel the same, that they're constantly thinking about it. And
right, I mean, look at your New Year's party you guys had. You, me, and Elf sat down, we talked streaming for like an hour and a half.
And Lucy was just sitting there like, yes, I understand everything that's happening.
I understand everything.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm also a streamer.
But yeah, if any of you are new to me and you would like to follow me and you like me from the podcast, my channel is underneath my picture. If you'd like to come and give me a follow, it'd be great.
Let's also do one of them. There we go. Lucy is a pro streamer.
There we go. A shout out does work, yes. She's a pro IRL streamer.
So yeah, I think we'll probably jump straight in. I mean, most of the people that here probably know me, but for those that don't, my name is Ebbs. Just like Tren said, I am a variety streamer, but I hop around games so much. Series don't exist to me. I don't have an arc on my channel where I do one thing and then move on to the next. It's not how we roll. But yeah, I don't know. We'll get into it later, definitely the reasons why I kind of joined streaming, things like that. But it's been a wild ride. What a crazy 6 months.
It honestly has. It's probably been the best thing to have come out of COVID, I think.
I think so.
At least for us.
Thank you, COVID, for my streaming.
Right? Thank you for locking me inside for literally a year and not start streaming until the end of the year.
100%. Why we like this. But
right.
let's maybe jump straight into our topics. So the first topic we're going to be having a chat about is gaming, and kind of what there's a bunch of stuff. We brainstormed before this, guys. We're so prepared.
Oh, yeah, we did. Feel free to skip some topics too if we've already kind of covered it in answering one topic.
I think we're good. I think the first thing we should probably talk about is what our like family relationship with games was like. So I know personally, my family growing up, it wasn't like the biggest thing in our household. I mean, at least for me growing up, I'm sure my siblings probably have a different idea of like what our family dynamic was like. But at least for me, my relationship with, you know, what we kind of consumed in our household was very much like music, TV shows. It wasn't so much gaming. My older brother my brother, I'm my only brother, and my dad both had PCs and they were quite into gaming, but my older sister didn't, and my younger siblings and I had a PC that we shared. So it definitely wasn't really the main focus growing up for me, but it was something that was kind of always there, like as a background thing, if that makes sense. What about you?
Yeah. My family was always positive about it. Like, we grew up, my mum had like an original Nintendo, and she remembered beating like the
Nice.
original, one of the original Mario worlds and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
I didn't start personally getting into gaming till I was a little bit older, probably like 7 or 8, when I got a Game Boy Advance for the first time. Like, that was also my first dip into Pokemon and stuff like that, and it's been growing since then. I mean, I'm now a big time, well, not big time, but I'm now like a PC gamer. I'm also console as well, and you know, mobile as well. Gotcha games, I'm a little bit addicted, not a good thing. But yeah, it was always
Mobile
at
gaming
least in my
counts,
immediate
okay?
family.
Mobile gaming
I think it does
counts.
count, honestly,
counts.
except for the gambling. The gambling's bad.
About it.
Yeah, in my immediate family was definitely positive. In some of the outer family, it was seen as being antisocial, when I prefer to be in my room and play games, or prefer to be on a game in the living room on my own. It was just what I preferred.
I think it's
But,
interesting
you know,
that...
I stopped listening to people.
Oh, no, 100%. I think it's interesting, too,
Yeah.
that your, like, kind of relationship growing up with gamers is being antisocial. When, like, I was kind of the same, but with books. Like, books was definitely that thing of, like, I was in the corner reading while my siblings were like, let's go to the park. Let's all hang out with the neighbors. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I was just like, or we could not. We could just, like...
Yeah, right.
sit here and just chill
I
out.
used to be a little bit more outdoorsy up until I probably got that Game Boy. So, you know, we probably blame my parents for that a little bit. But, you know, I wouldn't take
In an
it
alternate
back. Like,
universe, you're like a rock climbing champion or something.
do you imagine? Oh,
Love it.
I don't think I could do rock climbing though. I've got a fear of
So
heights.
hard.
But,
Oh
like,
my
you
god.
know.
Same. It's so much upper
I
body
have
strength.
no
We're
upper
off
body
topic.
strength
We're off
either.
topic.
Like, yeah, right already. First topic in.
Okay, well then you kind of spoke about the Game Boy, but was that the earliest? Like, what was the earliest game you played on that?
Well, when I got that Game Boy, I specifically got a bootleg version of Pokemon Ruby. My nan got it for me off eBay. But then I got like Fire Red a couple years later, and like I had a Yu-Gi-Oh game on there too, which was stonks AF.
Wait, Yu-Gi-Oh had a Game Boy game?
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
right. It was
really?
Battle City as well. So like, yeah.
All right, how about
I'm gonna
that?
get in the God cards and never playing that game again.
It's about how it goes. Yeah, my
but
brother
yeah,
had a
like,
Game
Pokemon
Boy.
definitely been the earliest.
I think my brother had a Game Boy Color with red on it, but like we were not allowed to touch it. That was like that was his Game
prized
Boy.
possession.
You know, like, not allowed to touch. My brother's like significantly
I should
older.
specify, mine was a Game Boy Advance as well. It wasn't like an original
okay, yes,
Game
yes,
Boy. It was one of like the flipped ones as well, not like the flat one. But yeah,
Well, I
I
think.
think I still got it kicking around as well.
Oh damn! You should bust that bitch out.
I could quickly grab it. I think I
wonder
know
if
where
you
it
could
is. If we give me 2
stream.
seconds. Off of it? No, we couldn't.
I'm
No
sure
way in
there's
hell.
some janky way with like 6
No
different
way in hell.
adapters and
Nah,
like.
I wouldn't
like
do
this
that
many
anyway. I'll stick to an
cables.
emulator.
Okay. Well, I think aside from like Happy Meal toys that were probably my earliest gaming, you know, the one with the car and you had to dodge the traffic. That was my earliest video game.
That was so good. I
But,
remember that. I remember having like the Shadow the Hedgehog themed one. It was so good.
They had a Spyro one. I don't know if
Yeah.
when I
It was
say
probably a
Macca's,
Sega series.
for any non-Australians, Macca's is McDonald's.
I do forget
Just
we
in
have
case.
non-Australian viewers.
Just in case it's not clear. The toys in the Happy Meals, for anyone that's like super young, used to be like proper like little video games. They weren't just like little standees or like a little doll or something. Like they were actual games. It was mental. But aside from that, I think my earliest games would probably be on our PC that I share with my siblings that ran Windows 95. We had all of the Pokemon emulators, like all of them.
Yeah.
I have never finished a Pokemon game except for Sword.
We will fix that. We will fix that.
I finished
swear.
Sword and Shield. I did, but like I need to go back and play the original Pokemon games and finish
so much fun.
those because it's shocking. yeah, we had that growing up, and Midtown Madness. Lucy remembers this game. She actually reminded me of Midtown Madness the other day when we were talking about it.
I don't think I've heard of Midtown.
So Midtown Madness is like, there was this just tiny town that was kind of looked like New York, I guess. It was based off New York. Yeah. It must have been. But it was just like a few blocks, and then there was like a park, and you could just drive around. Honestly, I don't remember anything else about it, except for us being like, oh, let's try and drive properly, like really nicely in the lines. It's like GTA, but without the people or the murdering. Exactly. That's so pretty much exactly what it was then. Like. Right. Yeah. Okay. It was just driving. I don't know why I found that game so much fun, but it was. And then my dad also let us play Counter-Strike Source on his PC. Ooh. And it was mostly against bots. We were never allowed to play with other people. I'm sure it had something to do with his online ranking, if that was even a thing in that game. Yeah. I honestly don't remember. What I do remember is Dad always setting it to bots. All of the bots had knives, and I had an AK-47. That's the best. I love that. And like, it's probably the reason why I'm terrible at shooters, because I'm so used to all the bots just having knives, and I'm just walking around with like one of the best guns in the game.
It might explain some stuff, yeah.
I've never been good at shooters. I will never be good at shooters. They're not my type of game, and it's kind of crazy because like maybe I should have been. Alternate Reality Ebony is a Counter-Strike pro player.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine being on the pro teams and everything, representing Australia?
Can you imagine being on any pro team of anything? Can't relate.
Imagine League of Legends. Holy shit. Bro. Let me bust out my Sona, guys.
Oh, I wish I was so much better at League. Anyway, we'll get to that. That's another question.
Yeah.
So we talked about PC gaming a lot.
Yeah.
But other than like your Game Boy Advanced, what other consoles did you have growing up? Because I only had DS Lites and a Wii, and we had a pink PlayStation 2, which my brother, who is significantly, like, he's nearly a decade older than me, my brother.
Yeah.
He went and bought that for us, and apparently the look on the guy's face when he was like, yes, I'd like the pink one, please, was classic. And I love that for my brother.
That's hilarious. That's so good. Well, yeah, or if we want me to list them all off, had the Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, DS Lite, DSi, 3DS,
damn,
3DS XL, PlayStation
wow,
1, 2,
boy.
and 1, 2, 3, 4, and recently 5. Nintendo Switch as well. Never touched an Xbox in my entire life. Never will. I'm a PlayStation kid when it comes to proper consoles.
Well, you've collected everything else except the Xboxes.
I hate the Xbox controllers, and they don't get as good like exclusives. Like
you don't
PlayStation
like
gets all the
controller?
anime and weedy shit. No.
I use the Xbox controller for my PC. Look how set it goes.
I use my PS4 controller. Mine's blue. We got our colors.
I love that for us.
Yeah, PlayStation also just had better exclusives. Like it had all the anime games, Persona, Digimon, Naruto games, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that's where I was definitely more gravitated towards PlayStation.
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. How has your taste changed in games since you were younger? I don't really think that mine has. As I said, I still don't play shooters. Still terrible at them. I think maybe just like my exposure to games has really changed rather than the types of games that I'm playing. So like, especially now that I'm an adult and can kind of buy my own stuff, you know, it's become easier. And especially with Twitch too, like I've seen so many games that I either had never heard of before, would not have played by myself.
And Hades, like you probably wouldn't have sought those out yourself without seeing other streamers play them, right?
Genshin, like maybe because it was free to play and like I'm such a tight ass that I would have been like, oh, free to play game with cute girls.
That's what they say about League of Legends. Too many skins in deep now. We're not getting into that topic.
Well, that's why I started playing League, was because of Cam and because it was a free to play game, so he could actually convince me to download it, you know, whereas buying like $180 game or something like that, like that's something that my parents probably would have been like, oh, I don't know about that one, like it's a little expensive, you know.
Yeah.
So I think definitely the games that I've played have stayed the same. So, like, I'm really into story-based games like Child of Light, Fire Emblem Three Houses, which even that game I probably wouldn't have picked up had it not been from recommendations from other people. And like simulation games like The Sims, you know, kind of Animal Crossing, Sims 4, that kind of thing. Because like, House Party. Sims House Party was another game that I played a lot as a kid. So it's all things I've been exposed to before, but now I'm just playing either the more expensive version or the newer version. So
that's the beauty about like having adult. You get to buy and experience new things that you couldn't when you were younger.
Oh, imagine
It's
being
like
an adult.
obviously. I'd rather not be, thank you. But tasting games, it's definitely changed. I mean, like I started out obviously with like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, so like I've kind of kept going with Pokemon. I don't think I'll ever drop Pokemon. But I've definitely gotten more into story games as well. Like you, I enjoy RPGs, JRPGs, but it's only more recently that I've gotten more comfortable with like big open world RPGs. So like games like Skyrim, Breath of the Wild, recent one being Immortal Phoenix Rising. I didn't like those at first because I found them very overwhelmed with how much there was to do, especially in Skyrim.
I still find that very overwhelming, open world games. Like, I love them. I love the concept. I need an open world game that's like really chill. Kind of like life, but not as shit.
Yeah, right.
You know, that's what I don't want all this fighting and whatnot. You know what I mean?
But one that changed my mind a little bit was Breath of the Wild. Like I had sat down, didn't really get into it at first, but then one time I'm like, okay, let's give this another shot. And then I'm like, okay, it finally clicked, and I did not put it down for like maybe 4 or 5 weeks.
Damn.
I just kept playing straight. But I also play like MMOs. I'm very much into MMOs like Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft. I've dabbled in a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online here and there, and a little bit of Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
But yeah, largely story-based games and RPGs.
Yeah, story-based games.
And tactical as well. Like you, I wouldn't have picked up a Fire Emblem game if a friend of mine didn't recommend Fire Emblem Awakening on the DS.
Like having the turn-based combat, I love that. For me, that's really good because you get the time to kind of sit there and think it out, and like you don't have to act immediately in the moment. Like that for me has been so helpful with liking games like that. Is just having that different combat system, because it's so easy to pick up a game like COD or Counter-Strike or something like that, but it's too fast, you know, like it's too much.
yeah, I completely get you. 100%. Yeah, I wouldn't have been into the Fire Emblem series if it weren't for that friend recommending it one time. So like, I thank him every day because it's one of my favorite franchises.
Hell yeah. I think we've kind of already covered it a little bit.
Covered that
like,
question. Yeah,
the genres and stuff. I do want to touch on Cat Quest though, because to me, you haven't played Cat Quest before, but no, you did, because I made you download it.
Yeah, I've played it a little bit. I haven't picked it up again since then.
It's so
I'm honest, but yeah.
To me, I think the reason I've played so much Genshin is because of Cat Quest, and that sounds really weird because obviously they're different games, like completely.
Yeah.
But Cat Quest, you know, is that kind of, it's not really open world, like, you know, it's a set world, but it's kind of the same, like moving around, just defeating enemies, like revealing the story as you go, that Genshin is as well. But it was in that really cute, small, easy to digest format that I really liked.
Too complicated. You don't have like a million abilities.
And then that's kind of it's a gateway game.
Yeah.
That was my gateway game into, I guess, combat in general. So I don't know. I love that game so much. It's so cute. For anyone that hasn't played Cat Quest, when it's on sale on the Switch, it's like $8. It's love it.
Super. Yeah.
But what would you say are your top 5 games?
Okay,
I know it's hard. I know.
Okay. These are in the order that I said is in, are not the definitive order, because I don't think I can rank these best to worst in terms of top 5. First one that I wrote down was God of War. Specifically the PS4 reboot. The original games are great, but like, lots of violence, lots of blood, and you know, a sex mini game that a 10-year-old plays isn't great. But the new PlayStation 4 reboot with the Norse mythology has been great. The way they've reimagined this character of Kratos,
so good.
softened him up with just adding a child has phenomenal. Like, honestly, one of the best games ever made, period. And I think people should definitely play it if it's ever on sale. If you get asked if you want to borrow it, 100%. Ebbs, if you ever get a PS4, you have to play that as well.
It looks so
Like,
good.
honestly,
I
it's
really
so good, and the story. Mwah.
Again, no particular order. Child of Light is the first one I wrote down. So for anyone that hasn't played Child of Light, it is a platforming role-play game, I think it was categorized under, and it is super cute. The animation style is super duper like artsy. It's very like watercolor. The combat system is not quite turn-based, but it's also not like fast-paced. There's kind of a timer on the combat, and once your character, so characters of different speed get to go first, and then you reset to the top of the counter and it goes back down again. So I really liked having like a different combat system. The art style was super adorable. There were some characters that would only speak in rhymes. I think all of them maybe spoke in rhymes. It's been a while since I played it.
Like, I haven't played Child of Light myself, but from what I had seen, I'd only really seen the platform elements. I didn't realize there was also a combat system in it. I thought it was just a platformer.
Yeah, so in certain parts
really cool.
of the platform, you run into enemies that you have to defeat, and that's where the combat system comes in. So you might fight like one or two like wolf creatures or like a witch or something like that. And basically the storyline is that this woman has come in and married your father and then poisoned you, and you have to escape from this like other world type thing to get back to your dad.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's super cute. Like, again, the art style is amazing.
It
It's
does
got
look
so
really cute.
much
It's like
replay as well.
watercolory almost as well. Yeah,
it's gorgeous. It's the background on my computer screen, and it has been that way since I played the game like 2 years ago, a year and a half or something like that.
That's so good.
It is
So
beautiful. I need to replay it. It's definitely on my list to replay. So.
My second one is the Last of Us franchise, and might get a little bit controversial with the second one, right? But honestly, that game, the first and second one, like, I think it's the first game. Like, I'm a crier. We all know me. I cry. I cried playing the Naruto game, but that's because I'd already read the manga and knew what was happening, and the characters dying was sad. So, like, you know, my mum was like, "You crying in a video game," and I'm like, "Leave me alone, mum."
I've gotten angry over books, so it's okay. We're all entitled to emotions.
Last of Us hits so much differently. It's so raw and unforgiving in so many ways. For those who aren't familiar, it is essentially a zombie apocalypse survival game. The virus stemmed from mushroom spores that infected the brain stems and took over people, and over the years some of them mutated into different species of infected. And the character writing alone is amazing. Like, literally, this Last of Us is probably my favorite game for enterprise period. The second one, when it came out last year, as we're probably all aware, had a lot of controversy surrounding it, but I say fuck them, and sorry for the language, but like, fuck them and all the controversy, because like, it's so good. It's on, like, it was. I'm glad it won Game of the Year. Like, honestly, it deserved it 110%, and I'll fight to the grave about that.
I haven't played it, obviously. It's definitely not my kind of game, but yeah, I think everyone's entitled to their own opinions about whether the characters were written. Like, I did look into it, I saw all the videos and whatnot that were posted about it. I think everyone's entitled to...
I think we talked about it on stream a little bit too at one point.
We did, yes. But yeah, everyone's kind of entitled to feel that the writing was done properly or that it wasn't. Everyone forms their own opinions on video game characters, movie characters, book characters. Like, that's the whole point. You know, you've got this connection with this character, and you might want to see them go in a different direction, and when they don't, you can get angry about it. Like, I totally understand. I've done the same thing, but to go as far to say that the game was a complete disaster and it should never have been made, and to get like
desperate actors that played certain characters and told them their husband and their child die, like, it's horrible.
Don't death threat actors, guys. If anyone here has done that, just leave.
Like, yeah, honestly, it's horrible.
So, like, actors have very little say in what their characters do. Like they might
I
have
can-
a tiny bit of like how a character says something, or they might change the wording slightly, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like it was a major
like
plot point.
literally-
They're not going to affect that at all. Like,
I can definitely respect other people's opinions, but the opinions that people give, or at least how I'm trying to word this. If you've played the game, I respect your opinion more because at least you've played it and you've experienced it. The people who are trashing on it and haven't played it and experienced it, their opinions I don't care about.
yeah,
That's
100%.
all I'm gonna leave it at.
No, like definitely. You need to experience something to be able to talk about whether you liked it or not. Like you can't just view it from the
Exactly.
sideline. It's also why like I'm not really going to talk too much about like cyberpunk and games like that because I
Yeah, right.
haven't played them.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to give you my opinion, I will preface it with I have not played this because
Yeah,
my opinion means
exactly.
half as less. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna do something completely out of left field that I think a lot of people wouldn't expect me
Ooh.
to have liked this game.
Okay.
But my second game is Portal 2.
Oh, Portal 2 is so much fun.
Specifically, and I know, guys, I'm not a real gamer. Specifically, the 2-player, because I didn't
Multiplayer, yeah.
finish the single player.
That's completely fair.
But the 2-player was so cute. Cam and I finished it when we owned a PS4. I think we had a PS4 for a little bit before we traded it in because we weren't using it. But the Portal 2 co-op, it's so cute. The characters, like the 2 robots and how they interact with the main robot, all the little like jokes and quips at each other, and it's just so cute. I don't know why I loved it so much, but I really did. And I love puzzle games. Like that's why I said like mobile games I think are real, but only because I play so freaking many puzzle games.
Yeah, right.
And if I say they're not real, then I have wasted all of that time. Okay,
Yeah, right.
so they're definitely real. But yeah, I love
Portal
a good
2,
puzzle.
yeah.
Portal 2, like there were some puzzles in that game that were super duper easy, and then there were
Yeah.
some that we were just stuck on for freaking
Yeah.
ever, and I was just like, how the fuck are we meant to do this? Like literally.
I didn't beat Portal 1 or 2 without looking up how to beat specific puzzles.
So hard. It's why I've never finished the single player, and I don't think I ever will. But the co-op,
Maybe in future we could do co-op together because I'm pretty sure it's on PC.
yes.
And we should be able to play across PC. That could be fun.
Ooh,
We'll have to
as
look
long as
into
it is cross PC and we don't have to play through Parsec, because that gets
Yeah, it does get iffy, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's a little
I'll
iffy.
look
It's
into it. It's
doable,
okay.
but yeah,
I
but-
definitely own Portal 2, so I'll definitely look into it.
perfect, amazing. What's your third
My
game?
next one is the Kingdom Hearts series.
I want to play it so bad. Trico was playing it,
I
and I was
haven't-
like, no.
I will preface with saying I haven't played all of them, nor all of them all the way through. But I know, like, me and a friend sat down in our drama class one day and he literally filled me in the entire story of Kingdom Hearts from start to what was up to date. Instead of
Isn't
doing
there
our
like
work,
a
and it was fun.
whole like confusing bad guy situation?
It does get extremely confusing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna bother trying to explain because it's been like nearly a decade since I talked about it all. So
And it'd be a 4-hour podcast.
yeah, right. But I played and got the deluxe edition of Kingdom Hearts 3 when it came out to finally wrap up this arc of the story because the creators have said that's it for this arc and they're going to continue Kingdom Hearts with different characters into different story arcs, which I'm so looking forward to. It's going to be so good.
Oh, okay, yes.
The series, what made me fall in love with it was how wholesome and friendly it felt. Every time I played it, it felt like a friend, like I was actually playing and I was there with my friends on Destiny Island and I was fighting shadows with Donald and Goofy. It felt so warm and inviting. And then when you get to the story and how dark and sad some of the elements can be, it had me hooked. If anyone knows me, I like sad shit.
It's such a cool
I will sit there on
concept, too.
YouTube. Yeah. I'll sit there on YouTube and watch sad videos and cry because I like to cry. I'm really, really weird, guys. It's fine. And that game did it for me. Kingdom Hearts 3, I cried so much, and then it was the ending. I get that it wasn't perfect. A lot of people weren't happy with it, but it was perfect for me. And I'm just going to put it out there, Roxas is my favorite character, and people can fight me with that. That's it.
Yes, I definitely know who this character is. Oh, we have a
Ooh, a
hydrate.
hydrate?
Oh, I don't have my water.
Where's our water slave command? Hold on.
Thank you so much for the
water
hydrate.
slave. exclamation mark water slave, isn't
Yes, yeah. I don't know if we'll see it. Thank you for the hydrate. I'll definitely take it afterwards if I don't take it now.
it? I'll take 2 for Ebbs.
I think I'll go a super. My third game, again, these are in no particular order, is Animal Crossing New Horizons.
I thought Animal Crossing would be on your list.
It has to be on my list. Okay, guys, it was so hard for me to pick my top 5 games because I haven't like finished that many games.
That's okay.
I was sitting here going like, I want to list.
You can still like a game and not have it finished.
I've played like 2 hours of Skyrim. You know, I can't put Skyrim on the list. You know what I mean? But no, no. I love Animal Crossing. I think anyone that's picked up that game, it's so addictive in parts, and then I mean, at least for me, I got to a point where I had to put it down for a little bit, and now I'm like finally picking it back up and I'm starting to re-enjoy it. But I have like 500 hours in that game. Yeah. I've spent so much effort, so much time, so much effort designing my island, getting the characters that I want, getting them to like me, fighting with time travel. Boy, so much fighting with time travel. It's a whole thing. The decision to time travel in the first place. Oh my god. I fought with the decision to like restart my island, and then I would beat myself up about wanting to do it.
The day that you restart your island.
No, we can't do it. Okay. But guys, I have a plan moving forward for Animal Crossing, and we'll get to that at some point.
My 4th pick, and this might be, I mean, for people who know me, it's no surprise. It's the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series.
I've not played that.
It's so good. The premise of it is you're a human that gets turned into a Pokemon, and you travel through the story of the game. Oh my god, when this game was announced, I like lost my little 12-year-old mind, right? I loved the premise. I was having dreams about this shit. And nearly every game, I won't get Gaze to Infinity because that is very notoriously terrible. But like it's so much fun. The mechanics of it, the being able to recruit Pokemon to your rescue team or to your rescue guild, the stories. Another one that makes you cry. And I will fight that Mystery Dungeon is a better series and spin-off series than main Pokemon game. I would take a new Mystery Dungeon game over a main series Pokemon game any day of the week. I do not care.
That's a bold claim.
Yeah.
I think definitely in at least Sword and Shield, parts of the story were a bit lacking for me.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes
Mystery
sense.
Dungeon game on the Switch you could get if you wanted to. They remade the original Red and Blue for the Switch.
I think that's the one that I saw my friend Liam playing. So yeah, I'll definitely look into that.
It's a lot of fun. It
looks very cute.
10,000 recommend. Yeah.
Next on my list, I'm jumping around my list a lot. Cat Quest.
I'm working down mine.
Has to be Cat Quest.
Quest, yeah.
Cat Quest.
We talked about it before.
So fucking cute. Guys, if you haven't played Cat Quest, please do. It's it's a small game. I tried streaming it once and I was the only person doing it because fucking no one plays that game. But it is so good. You play as a little cat who is the dragon blood. Basically, you have magic and you have to defeat the evil cat wizard who stole your sister.
That's such a good premise.
It's so cute.
It's so basic and so good.
You need to look up the art style for the game. It is super cute. You learn all about, like, through the storyline, you kind of get the lore where, like, the humans taught the cats magic and then the cats turned on them, and there's, like, these little monuments and stuff that are around from the before time when the humans were there, and there's, like, this little island to the south of the map that you can go to that's like the creators island, and they're like, they made little cats of themselves, like the people that made the game, and there's like a hidden chest there that has like
I think
extra
I remember
loot
you
in
mentioning that when you played it. Yeah,
it is so cute. The problem is freaking Founders Island, all the monsters say level 1 on them, but if you get one hit by them, doesn't matter what level you are. So it's really hard to get that loot.
probably missing some zeros at the end there, I'm gonna imagine.
Bro, I was just like, there's some tricky shit going on here. But the game is so cute. You learn to like walk on water and fly, and there's different monsters that you have to defeat, and you unlock magic as you go through, and it's just So adorable. I love that. There's a second one too that's co-op, and one person's a cat and one person's a dog, and they're from like neighboring warring kingdoms. And I'm assuming the storyline is like reuniting the people. So
Yeah, I would imagine.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
really want to
super
play
cute.
that
The
at some point.
couple hours of it that I did play, it was a lot of fun. I think I was playing other stuff at the time. I never went
Yeah.
back to it.
No, that's fair.
That was
And
probably
like,
around the time that I reset my Animal Crossing on for the first time.
so you're
probably
very
like
busy
that.
with Animal Crossing. Totally
Yeah,
understand.
right.
But yeah, it's a super quick game, really small, and just adorable. So I had to include it.
My fifth one is specifically the Digimon Story Cyber series.
Yes, that looks so good.
Now, again, if people know me, like I'm a Digimon freak. I love it so much. I love it more than Pokemon, and I will argue that Digimon is better than Pokemon till I'm blue in the face.
I would agree with that based on story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, this series means a lot to not just me, but the Digimon community as a whole. Because for a while, we weren't getting any Digimon games released in the West, or only being released in Japan. When the Cyber Sleuth games came out, I remember signing petitions to get it translated and brought over to the West. For years, we thought we would never get this game, and they finally announced. Immediately brought it, and everyone that I knew that was a part of the Digimon community in some way, like the fandom, they brought it too. And we're just like, we have to show support for this series because we want them to know we do want Digimon in the West. Australia in general have always been big fans of like, for some reason it's been really, really popular here. I don't get why. It just has been. But like,
just location,
we
I
want
guess,
them to know we want more. Yeah, it's probably location because we're really close to Japan. And then they eventually released Hacker's Memory, which we didn't need, which was the sequel game, by the way. We didn't need to sign a petition for. They were automatically releasing it to the West. They saw how much we wanted Cyber Sleuth. And then they re-released them together on PC and Switch. Now, I own both games on PS4. I definitely brought the collections on PC and Switch as well. Again, to help show that support. And like, we're supposedly getting a new Digimon game. Hopefully this year. It was supposed to be early this year, but it's been getting pushed back called Digimon Survive. And I just hope that it doesn't get cancelled and they keep seeing and being reminded that there is support for it in the West.
Mm-hmm.
People still love Digimon outside Japan, and we want more games from it. We don't want it to go away again. We don't want to have to keep signing petitions to get games.
No, that's awesome. I love that support too, because that's how you know, like,
Yeah.
you really have a say in like what's going on. These big corporations that, you know, you're supporting the game, but they're the ones creating it. So there's kind of a disconnect there, but they can still see what you guys are doing, and that's so cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Would have been such a good moment too. I bet all the like
it
Facebook
really was.
pages and Reddit sites and stuff like blew up.
I was downloading it at midnight. I think in my memories on Facebook, there's a picture of me posting at midnight, me starting playing it, and I don't think I stopped playing it. I think I clocked like 60 hours in my first week or something like that. It was insane.
Damn.
I
Yeah,
played
that's
it
a
so
lot.
much.
And then I think my final game would have to be Fire Emblem Three Houses. I haven't played any other Fire Emblem game. I know that that's like blasphemous. Apparently they're super good.
People start everywhere. They are super good, and I do recommend them. But yeah, everyone starts somewhere.
Three Houses got recommended to me by a friend, and I begged Cam to let me buy it because I was like, oh, Cam, it's got so much like replayability and all these different characters and blah. Like, I was like spurting out all this stuff that had been told to me so that I could like get him to
convince him.
Be like, it's fine. Like, I'm not wasting $80 on a game that I'm only going to play for 6 hours. Like, because I'd done that with GTA Special Edition that was like $120. It's fine.
No.
Like with the map and the blacklight, like everything.
Oh my god. Have you used that map and blacklight? I bet you haven't.
No, I traded the game in anyway. But Fire Emblem, guys, is so good. It's my first experience in the game like that. The turn-based combat just really opened my eyes to different types of games because I hadn't had kind of the exposure to it before, so it was really cool seeing that. And obviously all the characters are amazing. I have an actual problem with silver-haired anime characters, so I'm playing Black Eagles. Edelgard is my bait. It's so bad. Like, literally show me any silver-haired anime character and I'm like, I love them.
Not even wrong. I think I've sent like the screenshots of characters and she's like, what's that from?
I was like, who is this? It's a problem. The new League of Legends character got announced and I was like, hello?
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a moment. Probably not gonna play them.
Gonna have to learn how to play jungle. Okay.
No, I don't want to play jungle. I'll just play them support. It'll be fine.
Probably play them top lane. You might get away with it.
Ooh, true. But yeah, with Fire Emblem, I'm still yet to finish my Black Eagles playthrough, but I will be finishing it at some point. I feel bad because it's one of those games that I was halfway through playing it when I started streaming, so I've done a few streams of it, and now I feel like I have to play it on stream, which is so dumb because like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna play the game.
I would worry about if you wanted to still play it on stream. Worry about when you're doing a new playthrough at a new house, because like you said, you started halfway through the story. At least then you can experience the story of that house from the start.
But like, I feel like I've got the Black Eagles apparently secret playthrough where you side with Edelgard, and like I got that, and I'm not streaming it. Like I don't know. It's a weird disconnect that I'm sure we'll touch on a little bit later, but I really want to finish that game. I think next I'm gonna play Blue Lions, just because I've heard very good things about Dimitri's storyline, and I'm really excited to meet all of those characters
after the Deers.
And then I think Golden Deers are gonna be my last playthrough, so we'll see. But it makes me question whether I want to play Black Eagles again, but pick the church side of it, because I was sus on Rhea like from the start. Like everybody, when I started playing the game, the two friends that convinced me to buy it were there, and I was like, Seteth is evil, Rhea's got secret agendas, I know it. And then I was like playing it and I was like, holy shit, I was fucking right.
Well, kind of. Okay.
I mean, Edelgard's got the whole thing. The whole Seteth thing.
Okay,
I'm very
let's not get into spoilers.
I could like talk about this game forever, and I've not finished it yet. So like, it's an issue.
Right?
I really need to.
Oh my god, it's so much fun though. Like,
it's so good.
Golden Deeds was my first playthrough, and then I'm in the middle of Blue Lions. I need to finish. I'm getting close to the end. Then I'm gonna do Eagle. But Deers are definitely my favorite.
What are you gonna pick?
They're like the
Eagles,
Hufflepuff. I don't know. I'm just gonna YOLO it. I don't really care.
I
didn't see. I might be a little bit oblivious, but from the start, I wasn't really sus on the church. From the start, I was really sus on Edelgard.
Okay, to be fair, I was just sus on the church because Seteth's name is Seteth. Like, when you're naming characters, would you really name a good character Seteth? Like Seteth.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Edelgard isn't exactly like normal.
Yeah, maybe I'm just biased. Okay, leave me alone. I have issues. We've talked about it. It's fine.
Hubert.
Hubert. Don't even get me started on fucking Hubert.
Well, that Ferdinand.
I am Ferdinand, but oh my god, he's so annoying. But God, I just love them all. They're so great. Perfect characters. Perfect house.
Oh
okay.
my god.
Sylvain's just a better Ferdinand.
Sylvain's annoying.
I love Sylvain.
He's okay. He's annoying.
I
made him my dancer.
You made him the dancer.
I made him my dancer. It was so much fun seeing him in that outfit. It was the best. But I saw a YouTube clip of someone making Felix their dancer. I'm like, that's even better. What the hell?
No. Seriously. Jesus. Okay, no, that's fair enough. I made Dorothea my dancer, but apparently I should have made freaking... What's her face? Seteth's sister.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I can't think of
whatever
her name.
Her name is. Oh gosh, she's so annoying. Yeah. Hair drills. Oh my god. she's like so naive, but also super annoying at the same time.
You get her, and she's just useless to start with.
God, you're so underleveled and like.
So much effort. I got enough fine room for you in my party, and I don't really have room.
I was like, I don't care about you. I'd rather have 2 horse people than freaking useless. Anyway.
Right.
Again,
off topic.
What kind of games are you looking out for? Like, what do you want to play in the future? What's coming up?
So all of mine have to do with what I'm wanting to play on stream. And it's really just kind of repeating the stuff that I mentioned before, right? I wanna play through the Kingdom Hearts series. I would love to also do the Last of Us series and God of War as well.
I'm so keen for you to
I
play
did also
God of War.
put a note here that I'm planning to do the second God of War on stream and the second Horizon Zero Dawn game as well.
Yes.
So there's another game I really enjoyed, and that's
so
probably like
good.
6th on my list if we did top 6.
Too many. Yeah, I don't have enough games.
Right, but I don't think I could do more than 6. Right, I was struggling to think of a 5th immediately. I'm like, Horizon's not quite 5th, but like it's But yeah, those, all of them, I'm looking forward to replaying again on stream. So look forward to those in the near future, guys.
I think the biggest one for me would be Hogwarts Legacy.
It's still very controversial. I was talking with a friend who works at EB Games today about it.
Yeah.
And I'm still a little iffy on it.
Definitely there's the concern about JK that, you know, we've spoken about before.
We've spoken about multiple times
Not
before,
a huge
I think.
fan,
It's been the topic
currently.
a few times.
I like brought it up to my boyfriend's dad and he's like, really? And I was like, yeah, go look up the freaking tweets, man. Like, you're on Twitter, go look at it.
And then the book you release as well. Oh my god. We're not going to get into that.
It's a whole thing. That's not what we're talking about. Maybe in a future podcast we'll see. But
controversial gaming moments.
I'm sure there's many. We just talk about Last of Us 2 for 3 hours.
Right? And like JK Rowling and like fucking everything that I enjoy apparently.
Harry Potter was written by Harry Potter, actually. Daniel Radcliffe, at the age of probably 4. I don't know. When did those books come out again? How old is Daniel Radcliffe?
A while ago. I like the theory that Hatsune Miku wrote them. That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard people like are getting stickers and like writing over her name and putting like Hermione Granger, like written by Hermione.
Yeah.
Like memed on.
It's on my radar. It looks good, but yeah, I'm gonna have to see how I feel about it.
I also thought that it was going to be multiplayer, but apparently it's not.
Right, that's so disappointing. I want to sit in potions class with you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, wouldn't it be so? Like, it's a
class and like fuck shit up on stream together.
But at the same time, like, I'm such a huge Harry Potter fan. I would beat myself up if I didn't at least try it out. Like, I totally get the controversy and all of that, and I wouldn't. I don't know. It's like it's literally on their frequently asked questions. Like, if JK's getting money from this game, like that's how serious.
And unfortunately, because
everyone
it's still
is.
associated with Word of Wizarding, she is still getting some.
So she gets money from the licensing, but she hasn't written anything from it, and she definitely doesn't get the majority of like the. Yeah. She just gets the licensing, I guess, fee you could call it. So because they're using her intellectual property. But she's not involved in the story writing for it at all. I really enjoyed the mobile game that came out for Harry Potter. Again, a game that I played religiously and then put down and never touched
Pokemon
again.
Go style one or the other one?
The other one, the story one. I did try the Pokemon one, but it's so hard to have 2 open world games. And yeah, just it doesn't translate as well as Pokemon does.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not. If that was more of a multiplayer where you could sit down and like level up your character when you like study with other people, maybe something like that would have been more interesting than searching for things. I don't know how you would do it. They were just trying to cash in on that. But yeah, I am excited for the Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy game just because I'm a huge fucking Harry Potter nerd. But if we're talking about games that have already come out, I'm really I want to give Zelda games another go. I tried Breath of the Wild, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of... I've voiced this opinion before, and someone else told me they felt the same way. It's very open world.
Yeah.
I felt like there was very little direction in what like I was being told to do. Like, it was just very difficult for me to get into and know what I was meant to be doing and in what order and like things. I don't know why. I just found it super difficult. So I put it down very quickly.
Yeah, I was the same. I mean, like, there's main quests you can follow along, that'll like you can do the main stories, and there's like side quests and the shrines you can do. I feel like because you've played Genshin now, where it's that more open world, you might be able to grasp it a little better. Yeah, 100%.
I think I needed more, I guess, again, exposure to that type of game because I hadn't played something like that before. And then kind of on the same wavelength, I do really want to try Skyrim again because I played Skyrim on Cam's PC ages ago, like literally ages and ages ago, and I got stuck in like an endless time loop because I tried to no, listen, this is something only Evan could do. Okay, I tried to open a lock because I was like, oh, an option I've never seen before to like lock pick something, but freaking idiot me was in like the main town, like, you know, the first town that you get to, like the first big city, Whiterun or whatever it's called. So I was in there, and I'm like fiddling with it for a while, and I was like, well, this isn't working, I'm bored, because I hadn't leveled up lockpicking at all. So I get out of the menu, and the guards are like, you there? And I was like, oh fuck, I fucked up. So I booked it out of the city, like I ran. And every time you leave a city or something like that, the game auto-saves.
Yes.
So they murdered me in front of the town, because there's guards freaking everywhere, right? And I got stuck in a loop of like trying to open my last save and then immediately being murdered. So I had to restart the game completely because I could not get out of like, I don't know what was it. I couldn't get out of it. I just kept being murdered again and again and again by the guards.
Yeah.
And then my second playthrough,
And thus
I definitely
Ebony learned not to lockpick.
Don't lockpick, guys. It's not fun. Just be a law-abiding citizen. You know, it's fine.
Or burn the guards with fire.
Burn everything down. Come back when you're a high level. Burn everything down and take it anyway. Never went back to that house. My second playthrough, I got significantly further through, but still ended up ending because during my escapades of being the Dragonborn, I shot an arrow at something that was flying, and the arrow came down and hit a troll. So I got killed by a troll one time. That was fun.
Oh, the trolls are the worst.
It just I was like, oh, this is clearly too high for me to shoot, whatever. And I'm just like minding my own business, walking through the forest, and then all of a sudden I get freaking yeeted by like a club, and I go freaking flying, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then there's just a troll like running towards me, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? Guys, I can't.
So funny.
I got up to the part in the story where you have to go through this like cave system or something to fight like some kind of necromancer or something, and I was like, this is too spoopy for me. I'm done. I'm out. Skyrim's not the game for me. I need to go back to The Sims.
If it makes you feel better, later in there you fight a giant spider boss.
Perfect. Not doing that. So
you probably got out pretty early, yeah.
So I don't know. I want to give Skyrim another go, but I'm 1000% sure I'll run into the same issue where it's just too damn spoopy for me. So
think of the stream content. It could be so good.
Of me being yeeted by a troll? Yeah, maybe.
It'd be hilarious.
I think everyone gets enough of me being bad at video games in everything else that I play. Okay, you don't have to add Skyrim to that.
Well, you can't be bad at Animal Crossing, so we gotta get you bad at something.
I'm bad at literally everything else, though.
Oh my god.
Alright, so we've spoken about games that we want to play, but what do we think would be really popular?
Coming back to God of War, I think the second God of War game is going to be extremely popular. Horizon as well, but I don't think as many people were into Horizon Zero Dawn, unfortunately, even though it's a
people were into
game.
The photo mode for that game.
Yeah, that was one of the first games they released that actually had like good photo mode, and they've improved since then. And
like we went and saw a panel about it, yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to mention, you, me, and Elf. The first time I was meeting Elf, we caught up at PAX, and we went to a panel together about video game photography, like photo mode in video games.
And they had a whole like exhibition.
It made me look at games completely differently, honestly. Like every now and then I'll try photo mode and try and get a good photo in a game that I'm playing. I'm gonna try in Spider-Man for sure. You can get some good shots.
With him like flipping and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I got some good ones in the original Spider-Man. I think also once they've ironed out all the kinks and made it like playable, Cyberpunk 2077.
I was
with
actually
DLC, I think it could get very good.
Yeah, I definitely think that it was such a good concept, and something like that, especially with the graphics that they're working with. I guess that's kind of what my topic was going to be, was like, I don't think it's so much about the gameplay, but the way technology is going with games. Because obviously the graphics of games is getting so much better. I mean, look at Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like, that game looks incredible. All of the cutscenes leading seamlessly in. When they show a close-up of a character, you can see all of their pores. Like, it's not just... We've come so far from block characters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To what we're seeing now.
Sure. And then people go back to block characters in Minecraft anyway. So it's like, really, we've made no progress.
Yeah, we're just playing Minecraft with shaders. It's fine. That's all we need.
Your PC could not handle shaders, dude. I'm telling you that right now.
My PC can barely handle
implode.
Discord, alright? Let's be real. My computer is struggling right
I was handling really well right now, to be honest.
It's doing okay. Let's not jinx it. But no,
We've been going for an hour.
I think a lot of people will be more into games with deep storylines and the amazing graphics, which is definitely where games are going. Like, I heard someone mention, like, oh, single player games are you know, the way of the past. Like, we need to move on from that. Absolutely not. Look at Spider-Man. Look at games like Cyberpunk that could have been, like, the concept was there, the graphics are there. There's obviously just a lot of issues with the bugging. Again, I haven't played that game, so don't take my word as law. But I've watched a lot of videos.
I haven't played it either.
I've watched a lot of videos on it. And I've definitely been kind of keeping track of what they're doing and kind of things like that, because it is very interesting. But I think really just pushing what technology can do in terms of super open world concepts, in-depth NPCs. Yes. I don't know if there's too many games like it, but super open world multiplayer games. Like, I mean, obviously you've got things like World of Warcraft and things like that, but I think something more like on the Cyberpunk, Spider-Man-esque game, but multiplayer would be...
I think I remember hearing that Cyberpunk is supposed to be getting multiplayer. I don't know.
Yeah, but it will probably just be like PUBG or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, like it's just going to be a battle arena.
You would want multiplayer more like
a multiplayer like
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, like a story mode multiplayer type.
Yeah, that could be fun.
But like super open world with new like gen graphics, and it's a lot to ask for, and I totally get it. We've got to wait for technology to kind of get there.
If the Hogwarts game was like that, I think it would really pick
Do you know what I mean? They should try. Like, why aren't they trying to push games to the absolute limit? That's what Cyberpunk was meant to be, and then obviously something happened along the way. It was meant to push all of those boundaries, and that's what people want. They will wait for games that do that. So
yeah,
that's kind of
I'm definitely going to be giving. Yeah, I'm going to be giving Cyberpunk another look once it releases on PS5, because there's going to be an updated version.
Yes,
and hopefully they'll have a lot of the bugs ironed out, and maybe with DLC it might get some more love.
Floating cars and
right.
But I think on the opposite side of that, it's interesting to see that there are kind of two camps of people that want super open world, super graphic intense games, and then on the other side, games like Fall Guys, Prop Hunt, Among Us.
Yeah.
Like, obviously still difficult to code, but they're...
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so fun to me to see, like, the difference in the two types of games that are at the top of everybody's lists. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there's lots of games in between those two. It's a whole spectrum of games, but it's those two kind of camps that are at the top, you know?
I think a lot of those multiplayer games like Among Us and Fall Guys, their success has been attributed to COVID, right? We've been locked
100%.
indoors.
Among Us has been out for like 3 years.
Friends. Yeah, right. And it got popular because a bunch of streamers were playing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, it's a fun way and fun thing to play with friends. I think we're going to get more party games like Among Us and Fall Guys coming out still, but we're still going to get the, like, really story-focused, big games, even if they're not MMO style games, big story games like Persona 5, for example, or Spider-Man.
Yeah, 100%. So I don't know. It's interesting to see that though, and it's cool. I can't wait to see where technology goes. I think all of the Sword Art Online fans will be very I don't know if they'll be excited or scared.
Going in a very interesting direction.
VR's getting crazy. The second they start talking about chips in your head, I think I might be out, but
oh, I'll be down for it still, I think.
I haven't tried VR myself, but just because I get really bad motion sickness, so I'm worried. I think I'll wait until the technology is significantly better, because otherwise I'm gonna get so sick.
If it was Sword Art Online, I mean, apart from like being locked inside the video game and dying in real life,
such a great concept.
The way you like plug it in, and then you like basically fall asleep and it's your consciousness. I think that would be really cool.
If I can get some actual rest, absolutely.
Mood, right? Imagine streaming from that too. It's like, okay, guys, just gonna bring up chat real quick. I'll meet you guys online.
Sniper's brought up a good point. Like an open world Pokemon game. If Pokemon would go that route, it would be really cool, but they're too lazy.
It would be really cool. I think it's a little outside of the range on a Switch. The Switch can do a lot more than what like the DS could, but I think they'll need something as powerful as a PlayStation next.
Yeah, I mean, having said that, there's been rumors forever about a Switch Pro console. that is more like an Xbox or a PlayStation that
see
sits
what
on your
that's
desk
like,
and
though.
like, you know,
Yeah.
isn't handheld. I honestly, I freaking love the Switch. Where is my Switch? Right here. This console,
Mine's next to me as well.
this thing is amazing. The portability of it, and like as you said, it is so much better than a DS. Like I use my DS,
Yeah.
you know, but the Switch has just been such a staple whenever I go anywhere. Oh, what do I feel like playing? Like, oh, I'll play this. We should definitely move on to our second topic of the night, which is all about streaming, our streaming journey, where we see it going, what it's kind of been like for the last 6 months. And I think the best way to kind of start that is, what made you want to stream?
It's a very good one. Did you want to go first or should I?
Sure, I can definitely go first. So I think as you kind of mentioned earlier, the big thing that got me into streaming was honestly COVID. I was sitting at home, working from home. I couldn't see anybody. I like to think of myself as an extroverted introvert. So when I'm around people, I'm a very bubbly person, but at least the way I think about it is like I have a battery, and when I'm around people, it lowers, and then I get my energy back from being by myself. But being locked up in my house,
you got too much energy, too pent up,
and I was seeing the same 4 faces.
Like, Ken, we love you, but like we can only put up with your face for
like,
so
mate,
much.
I just need someone else's face, like, right, like just no.
Alf, nah, you're doing my head in today, please.
But like, you know, when it was just a good way to kind of reach out to multiple people. I was playing games anyway because that's what I was filling my time with. Someone else mentioned to me, like one of my good friends who I've actually played League of Legends with, he was like, why don't you stream? And like him asking me that question, like, because I'd kind of been thinking about it. You know, it was always in the back of my head of like, oh, that could be fun. Like, use my degree, because I have an arts degree. You know, use it for something. Use it for something that I'm actually going to use my camera for, whatnot. And he mentioned, he's like, why don't you stream? And him saying that, like, literally 2 hours later, I bought like my capture card and an extra webcam and started looking at microphones. And now we're here with like a proper microphone and a ring light and lights behind me, and
you're so professional.
Look at you. But definitely, I don't know. That was kind of the tipping point. Was just one person asking me a question that they probably didn't put that much weight to, but to me, it was just that was it. That's made me do it. And the cat ears. Yes, thank you, Trico. We are here with cat ears.
Did you swap? Because I think you said you got a wireless, but did you swap the ears? Is one like more pink than white? Or at least my camera one's showing more pink. Yeah,
no, they do.
I thought so.
The ears rotate.
I'm like, the white either faded or it's pink.
No, so one side rotates through white and pink, and the other side rotates through pink and purple.
I've only noticed like, oh, it just went pink. Oh, I just saw it. Okay, cool.
It's kind of hard to see because the ring light's so bright, but yes.
Yeah. So started with saying, Crow and Ebbs and Eric were the ones that helped push me that little bit more to try it. Like I said earlier in the year, I had streamed a little bit for Crow and Eric to watch the Star Wars game. That was about it. I think my Mark as well, which Ebbs knows who I mean by my Mark, was stopping by as well to watch for a little bit, which is really cool. But I'll also be real. I'm depressed and down all the time. I don't have a lot of self-esteem due to job rejections over the years. I'm currently unemployed and have been for a long time, which really sucks. And the idea of me wanting to stream, I was like, yeah, I want to do it and want to play games for a living, but I know that streaming is hard. I know it's very unlikely I'm going to be able to make a living off of it, right? But one day I just thought, you know, Ebbs is convincing me, and like she said she'll help as well, and like Crow and Eric are there too. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. It hasn't been easy, I will say that. I'm going to get into that a little bit later on in another question for at least my experiences. But I can't imagine not doing it now. I still have that dream of wanting to do it full time.
We were talking about this the other day. Oh my god, we were in Tren stream and I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if we had an office space? Like we rented like a little office
For
space.
a proper podcast, we've both been in the same room
like a
together. Have like a
couch.
cute table and background and shit.
Wouldn't it be so adorable?
Mukbang
And then like
stream,
we'd have like a little kitchenette where we'd like make food
cooking stream.
and like
Yep, it
we'd
was
have our own
so
little
good.
offices and like a meeting area for like sponsorships, like
Right?
absolute
Imagine
pipe
us doing
dream.
sponsorship. Oh my god. But yeah, it's still ideally that would be what I want to at least be able to live comfortably enough. But I still need to keep in mind and keep realistically that it's probably not going to happen. But with people like Sniper being around lately and doing so many donations and gift subs, it's been
It's just
like
shout
I
out to
think I
Sniper
mentioned it on my
again.
stream. I never thought that I would get a second payout, let alone getting one that I got a few months ago, and they've just helped me to get a second one. I don't want to cry again like I did on the stream, but it really meant so much, and having everyone that stops by and watches
Yeah, for
me
sure.
means so much. And even that also then come across and support Ebbs as well, because she deserves so much as well. And Alf and Batboy and Trico and everyone that's been involved in our little community, I've loved every second of it, and I would never take it back, ever.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride. I think it's just quickly touching on being able to live comfortably off it and it being so difficult. It's kind of like it's having your own business. Essentially, you work for yourself. We pay Twitch, essentially, because they take half of the revenue that we earn from Twitch specifically. We're paying them to host us. It's kind of how it works, you know, and all the money you get from it, at least when you're starting out, you're trying to pump back into the business to try and make it bigger, try and make it better, try and bring more revenue in. Like it's exactly like running your own business, and it's so hard that it's like getting into the worst saturated market ever.
It
so
honestly
many people on
is.
Twitch.
It can really get you down sometimes, which
But
again I'll get more into my experiences
gotta,
later on.
You gotta focus on the good, which we'll also get to. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to it's so important to kind of talk about why we started and how it's going and things like that. So I'm really glad we can have these chats. Did you watch Twitch before you started?
I did a little bit, not a lot.
I didn't at all.
I was definitely more YouTube side than Twitch. The only thing on Twitch that I really watched often was the D&D show Critical Role every week. And like a few streamers here and there. Oh, dude, there's a lot of hours, but it's honestly so worth it. This last episode. Anyway, this isn't a Critical Role podcast.
We are the Critical Role hype podcast.
Dude, I would watch it with you, honestly. I don't care about watching again. It's just a lot of hours.
Yeah.
It's best consumed probably for you in podcast form.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
You were going to ask before if we watched Twitch before as a question, Cheese. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't on Twitch until probably a month or two before I started streaming myself, because I was kind of making the decision before my friend obviously tipped me over. So I was like, I need to know the platform and I need to know who's on there and what they do and what it looks like and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But I guess the transition phase to me was definitely on YouTube, and specifically with the Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter guys. So they were definitely like the biggest group in terms of Let's Plays on YouTube for a really long time. I know it's kind of changed recently because they're moving their business into other stuff. People have fallen out of it. They've moved a lot to their own website, so it's kind of hard to keep up with them. Like all these things, it is what it is. But they were kind of
what it is.
they were kind of the people that got me into gaming and watching people play games to begin with, because I didn't even know it was a thing until, you know, mid high school. Cam and I started dating.
It boggles me. Sorry, no, you keep going.
No. It like someone else said to. I was in a Discord call with a group of. This is what I was going to say about Among Us. I had a group of people that were not gamers at all, wanting to play Among Us because they were so bored during lockdown. So I joined in, and they were sitting there. We're all in a Discord call, and they're like, "Guys, did you know that people play games on the internet for entertainment values?" And I was like, "Oh, that's so weird. Never heard of that before. Definitely not. Never heard of that. I'm definitely not one of them." And I'm just like sitting there like, wow, so odd. But yeah, it's cool because like some people, even now, like in 2020 or 2021, like that people don't really know that much about it. And it's just, yeah, it's so mind-boggling because there's so many people that do it now. Like, gaming has become
Yeah,
such an
right.
integral part of everybody's lives, really. So it's cool to see that transition over the years of like being into it in mid-high school and now kind of living it, I guess. I mean, I'm not a big
Yeah,
streamer by any means, but yeah, it's cool
you're bigger
seeing
than
kind of both
me.
ends of it. Don't say things like that.
You're
Don't
always
be
bigger
mean to
than
yourself.
someone. You got to remember that.
It's
Even me,
true.
I'm bigger than someone.
There's always bigger fish and there's always
Crazy.
smaller
Wow.
fish. It's all good.
Exactly.
But yeah,
These
definitely.
sentences can be taken out of context.
No one cut these. No. Trick, I'm looking at you. No. But speaking of what we were talking about earlier, the highs and lows of streaming. What are your thoughts? What are your highs? What are your lows?
Ooh, do you want
What's
me to
been
start
going
first?
Do we want to start with lows first and then go to highs, or
I think let's go lows first
okay,
and then
okay,
highs.
okay. So
One of the no, rock paper scissors. Sally goes first. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Again. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh. Okay, you go first.
Okay.
Ladies first.
That was so funny.
That's staying in. That's staying in.
I'm dying.
Crow, clip that for us, please.
Clip the rock paper scissors. That was so fucking funny. Oh my god. Shouldn't have worn a turtleneck. Anyway. Now I'm going to talk about depressing things.
Right.
The lows of streaming. I have two that kind of jump out to me really quickly, and I think they're the two that everyone kind of deals with. So the first one
we're
is,
probably going to touch on similar topics.
I think so too. So if you want to jump in like at any point, that's totally fine. The biggest one is obviously feeling self-confident on Twitch, worrying about the numbers, worrying that you're not doing it well enough because you're not growing as quick as somebody else, worrying that you're not good enough, or that people don't like you, or that you're not attractive enough, because let's be honest, it's a visual based platform. You know, we're all going to feel like we're not in the right position, body type, all the, like, you know, there's so many things that kind of go through your head. And I talked about it with another streamer, which I don't know if they want me to mention their name, so I'm not going to. They're not here at the moment. But they were feeling the exact same way. And you and I have had several conversations about it. I made a comment to Cam last night about somebody else, and he was like, Ebb, like you said you weren't worried about the numbers. Like, where did that comment come from? You know,
You say that, but it's still there.
It's
still
always
in the back
there.
Of your mind.
It's always like,
always.
wow, this person's doing so much better than me. This person has a better average viewer. This person has more followers than me. This person has more subscribers than me. Like, and Twitch compares you too, because there's a recommended page. It filters automatically by who has the most viewers, who is, you know, it's a numbers game. There's achievements when you're a streamer. There's achievements for getting more people to talk, having more hours streamed, having multiple people talking at the same time in your stream.
And then
like,
you get better benefits from Twitch depending on how many viewers you're getting, like getting affiliate and partner.
It's
like,
really good to have the motivation to get partner, but there's a very thin line between motivation and killing yourself over something. Like literally stressing so much about something that you can't...
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone feels this way. Like, I know for a fact that all of the streamers feel this way, because it is.
They
like,
don't, it's probably because they're big enough streaming they don't have
they've
to
made
worry
it.
about
Because they're making a monthly paycheck
They're at a comfortable
of thousands
point,
of dollars.
Exactly.
You know, they're the ones that have the alerts turned off all the time.
Yeah, right, because they just get bombarded constantly.
You know, but I know that you were going to touch on this too. So before I go to my next point, do you kind of want to?
Yeah, that's definitely been the biggest one for me, as you know, and like I've vented to Crow and Eric as well about it. It definitely got me in a really bad mental spot, and that was where the last half of December I didn't stream until I came back for the new year, because I needed to mentally reset, right? Because I was seeing, like I said, I started a week or two after you did. We've done streams together every Saturday, and I've like been in call when you've gotten subscribers, followers.
So like you
all
would
that
think
stuff.
that we would be growing at around the same pace. Like that's
Yeah,
kind of
right.
it's what you would
Because we've
assume.
also then got similar audiences.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like I get audiences have got their bias. They've got the person they prefer, and that's completely fair. But like there'll be times where we're streaming together and you've got the conversation going on in your chat and
Yeah.
there's nothing in mine.
Yeah.
And that would get to me. A recent moment was honestly the IKEA trip when Sniper first dropped in, right?
Yes.
And did all those insane donations and bits and gift subs. Like that was probably where I you probably noticed yourself in the VOD and even in person that I got a
Mhm.
little bit quieter. I wasn't as
Yep.
vocal. It was getting to me that a little bit. And like I'd mentioned to Crow and Eric later that night or the next day that like when this stuff happens and I'm at home, I can just I can escape from because I can close off the stream for a little bit while that's
Yeah.
going on, right? Or mute it and focus on something else. I couldn't escape it in that situation. That did,
Yeah.
and like again, it's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. So like, don't feel bad or anything either, Sniper. It's not anyone's fault. It's just the game that we play was
Mhm.
streaming,
Mhm.
and it cannot be avoided. And I'm doing so much better with not worrying about the numbers. Like I'm getting excited. We're nearly at 150
That's
followers now over
amazing.
on my channel.
Yeah.
So like I'm not
And
worrying about it, but like there's still my brain being like, how many followers is Ebbs or Elf at now? How many are Batboy or Trico at or Conker at? And I'm just like it's unescapable. It's
yeah.
there's at least for me there's always that voice in the back of my head and I don't think it'll ever go away.
I think definitely that break you took really did you well. I know we're trying not to focus on the numbers, but at least since you've come back, your average viewers have been
It's
so
been
much
so
better.
much better.
So much
Yeah.
better. And it sucks to
Which
kind of
honestly, thank you guys.
compare it as
I love
well.
that so much.
Guys,
Yeah,
please make
right.
sure to go follow Tren. He's nearly at 150. Let's go. But yeah, like the numbers of Twitch is kind of the biggest downfall. And that's how it is on any social media platform. It's way worse on YouTube, so like thank God we're here, but
Right? Oh god.
trying to get big on you, trying to make any money on YouTube is like next to impossible. So
Yeah. At least we can get something on Twitch, right?
yeah, so it's been pretty good. And then I think my second one, and I know other people have dealt with this before, and I don't want to completely discourage it. This is just how I kind of feel about it, is having to deal with certain people that come into the chat.
Mhm.
And yes, I mean trolls, obviously, but I also mean people that, and again, like I don't want to discourage people from being here, but it's just my personal feelings on it because of my own mental health. But when people come in and don't really see the streamer as a person that might have their own stuff going on and just use it as a semi-anonymous platform to dump feelings.
Like a therapist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, that's me personally, that's really difficult. Like I find it very, and I know that there's places for that on Twitch, and other streamers, even within our own group, really prefer that to happen in their chats. But just personally having to deal with people that come in and don't take me into consideration is very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Then also
I completely
trolls.
understand that as well. Yeah.
So,
I completely understand that too because like someone expressing and venting about like their shitty mental health they could
mhm.
like kind of like I don't want to necessarily say trigger but could like bring down the mood or could like
100%.
bring
100%.
down your mental health even more than what it could
Especially
already be
because,
at.
like, you obviously when you're on camera, you're in front of a camera, you're playing a character. Like, as much as we
Yeah.
all say, like,
You are
this is
always
me, blah blah
on.
blah. You're on. That's what it is. This is an
And
elevated
we've
version
also
of my own personality. I'm not always this loud and woo. Like, it's kind
yeah,
of like
right.
that for the camera because I want to be happy, but
And
sometimes
we've
it's not
also
like that.
found yeah, we've also found as well, even when we're not streaming, we're still on. Like we
Just
could
in
just be
Discord
playing
calls.
games with each other. Yeah, right. Like, or when you were streaming the other night and I wasn't, and I was just joining you for some league. I was still looking at the camera. I
Yeah,
was still reading chat
it's
like I
so
was on,
funny.
like I was streaming. It's become second nature. Like this is our customer service voice kind of thing, right?
My customer service voice. Hello, welcome
That's
to
what.
Twitch. This is Ebbs Rose.
How you doing, mate? Like that's what this has become essentially, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a weird like disconnect from obviously it's just an elevation of myself. Like, I'm not saying that I'm a completely different person off camera. I'm just saying that this is like, you know, dial the notch up to like 11, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard
I
when people
completely
come in
get
and they're like, they don't take into consideration that like I might be having a super shit day, or that I'm here to relieve some of my own stress, because I know that's how a lot of people use Twitch, is to kind of, they jump on so that they can distract themselves for other stuff going on. I'm not saying that that's what I'm doing here, but like I'm just like in broad terms, like just that's probably my other thing. That's probably the other thing that I've found that is like kind of negative, but it's very few people as well. Like it's not. It's 1 in 1,000
very
people,
few and far between. Exactly.
100%. I often joke that modding for me is very easy because everyone's just super chill. Like no one says anything.
Well, Trico always jokes and like my chats never need modding because it's just so welcoming and like people are always so friendly there. And I'm like, yeah, but like when I'm then streaming with Ebbs, I can just be a dick sometimes.
I call myself an idiot and Trent's just like, yes.
Yes.
Immediately
Literally.
like, yes, you're an idiot.
I feel like I need to add an emote that just says, yes, you're an idiot. Like, that should be my next emote. And I just point that out and I use it whenever someone says they're an idiot.
Yes. I would love that. That'd be great. It's an emote just for me.
Yeah, right? Just specifically you.
You're a fool.
You are a big old fool, Ebbs. Some of the highs. What have some of the highs been for you, Eb?
I mean, I think this is something that every streamer is going to say, but just the amount of people that we've gotten to meet.
Yeah.
You know, seeing the regular names in the chat, even the amount of people, like the amount of Discords we're a part of now. We get to talk a lot more. Lucy and I have spoken a lot more. We've met so many more Australians even that would be much
like
easier
Conker,
to plan to
for
meet.
example, as well, yeah.
Conker mentioned he might come to PAX. Fuck yes.
Right.
So
I'm looking forward to seeing how much of a lightweight that boy is. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're going to get so drunk. Day 2 or 3 of PAX is going to be a mess.
Yeah.
Just take that whole week.
Whoa, rude. Hey, you called yourself a lightweight first, mate, not me.
Don't worry, Conker, me too. You're all good.
But like getting Elf there too, like I'm sure Lucy would come along as well.
Absolutely.
Like, so much fun.
So yeah, I think
everyone,
I think that's just a big thing, is like being able to grow
a
community.
A community. Yeah, it sounds cheesy, doesn't it? But that's literally.
But just like I kind of, you see, like once you're on, I just hit my mic. Once you're on like Twitch enough, you see these names pop up in different chats, like all over the place too. So
yeah, right.
Trico, sorry, I said we weren't going to re-chat, but like Trico, literally, don't even talk to me about being a lightweight, because I know for a fact, and I'm going to say the same thing about Canada, but like American drinks are super, super low alcohol content, so I'm assuming Canada is the exact same, and you can come and fight me over some Australian drinks made properly with alcohol.
Yeah, like, do you want to see how much vodka I serve in a drink when I mix it? You'll be fucked up. It's a lot of vodka.
It's gonna be great. But yeah, just like seeing different names pop up in different spots and being able to interact with people. And
Conker's just put up a thing, going back to the online therapist thing. That's why I don't think I would ever add a feelings channel to my Discord, because it has a tendency to bring a bunch of other people into this. Well, yeah, I agree
thought
completely.
For a little bit about having like a rants channel. I think Trico also wanted his on there too, like in his Discord, where it was just somewhere for someone to post and no one would be able to like reply to them, or like it was against the rules to respond, but it was just a place to vent. But at the end of the day, we kind of decided against it for that kind of exact reason, is that you never know who might be reading that, and there's kind of no way to stop a spiraling effect, because that's not what we want, you know. It is here for a bit of escapism. It could make
someone worse than what they already were and put them in
100%. And we spoke about it, like we have a staff channel, obviously, for all the mods on the Discord. And I literally said in there, I was like, if you make one, like if you guys want to do it, that's fine. I will not look at it. I will not be modding it. Like,
yeah,
I
wouldn't be either. Like, I've had those kind of channels in other servers before, and yeah, it didn't do great for my mental health, so I just had it permanently.
Yeah. So, sorry to anyone that ever wants to vent to me, because it's not a good idea.
I don't mind it to a degree.
If I
but,
ask you to vent to
like,
me, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because you and I have had conversations where I'm like, Trent, come and talk to me about these things. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, right.
It's
Or
kind
like
of
having oh my god, another low for me. Sorry, just to backtrack.
no, you're
Was
fine.
having a mental breakdown about lighting in the middle of IKEA.
God.
This lighting has been the bane of my existence.
We
I
can
swear to
laugh
God.
about it now, but oh my god, you were so mad,
I
and
was
I
so
didn't know how to
stressed and I was
help, and I
upset,
was just
and
like,
it was hot and sweaty and like
it was warm.
I think the thing that I felt shitty about was I was in that state while streaming. Like
Mhm.
I wasn't on. I wasn't in my hi guys, I'm a streamer mode.
You were
At
like
that point, I was my
all my plans are
proper
falling
self.
apart because
Yeah, and it when those moments happen and you're live, it can get so frustrating.
yeah, no, I
But yeah,
totally
sorry,
get
just
that.
to backtrack to that.
No, that's fine. And then I think the other thing for me personally is I'm playing a lot more games than I was before. Because to me, I'm such a busy person, right? I complain about being busy all the time, and people must be so sick of me. But I also have this horrible tendency where if I have a day off, I will fill it with shit. I'm not good at having time off. I'm only good at being busy, and then I complain about being busy and exhausted. So I'm my own worst enemy. It's totally fine.
Yeah, it's such a mood.
But before, I would play games and I would feel guilty about it because I'm like, I should be doing something else. I should be being productive. I should be doing my washing. And it would be this cycle of I'm playing games to make myself feel better, but now I feel worse because I'm playing the games that make me feel better.
Yeah, right. Because you then feel like you could be doing something.
But guys, now I have a reason because I'm training,
right?
or I'm
Yeah,
live.
like streaming.
I'm preparing myself for my job.
Right. It can I can definitely see that headspace, right, where like you don't feel like you're being productive while you're playing games. Well, you're streaming that you're being productive.
Mm-hmm.
You're potentially able to earn money and donations and bits from doing this. So
100%.
the productivity, you don't feel as guilty, even if you can only go for 2 hours. I know a streamer that I follow only streams for 2 hours whenever they stream 3 days a week. That's
2 hours
it, never
is
more.
so low.
Right? But like nowadays, I'm like, I can barely do 4. I go to like 3.5 at best.
Yeah.
My longest stream of recent was Spider-Man last Friday at like nearly 5 hours.
Dang. I need to apologize to you, Tren, as well. Oh my god, I was so tired last night, and I was watching your stream, and I made the mistake of lying down in bed because I was Chromecasting to my TV, and I put my head down, and I was like, damn, I'm so comfy. And then all of a sudden, it was like an hour later, and I was like, ah! It's been like 3 hours of the podcast. I was like, damn it, of the stream, sorry. I was like, damn it, I missed like so much. Freaking, I haven't been talking, and like, you know.
Don't need to apologize. It was still open. It was still the view. I appreciate the view regardless.
I love that game so much too, and I can't play it, and so I'm living vicariously.
It's on PS4 as well, so
I
like if you
don't
get a
have
PS4 back,
PlayStation.
why'd you sell the one you had?
Because I wasn't using it.
And now you want to use it.
Now I want it.
Smallest violin.
Small brain. World's smallest violin.
Some highs for me though have again been the community, and also I don't know about you, but for me personally, it was while I was live getting that first follower while I was getting that first subscriber while I was streaming, the first donation, the first bits, the first gift sub, hitting affiliate. Like those have all been such monumental moments, right? And then getting the first payout. Oh my god. I was so confused at first when I got my first payout from Twitch because my cousin owed me money at the time. Yeah, right. I'm like, why? Like my cousin owed me a little bit of money, but I'm like, why did she send me $200? Wasn't that much? What's going on? And I opened up and I was looking, it's like from Twitch. And I'm like, what? And then I clicked and like my first payout because I'm not going to fully explain the payout system, but it like detracts the amount. Like you have to hit a certain threshold, then it detracts as it goes, which is really weird. I don't fully understand that part.
But I don't look at it because I'm confused by it.
Yeah, right. At one point, I fell under the threshold, so I thought I wasn't eligible for a payout anymore.
But it just
But then I learned payout is every 2 months, and then I got it. It's every 60 days, which is also a little bit weird and annoying.
Okay.
So like you get paid 2 monthly if you make. I suppose it also depends on how much you made as to how much you get paid too. But yeah. That was definitely a really big moment, and that helped me. Like, we can't see it properly, but like get my green screen that's behind me. We can see a little bit there in the headset. And like to get the lighting that I had a breakdown about and I'm now okay enough with.
It looks
And
good.
like donations recently, gonna be getting a new capture card next week, and I think I know what my next dono goal is gonna be, which is gonna be fun, so I'll leave that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hitting those moments and hitting those dono goals, and as much as I like curse out Crow for donating and to everyone for a bit like, how dare you? You could spend that money on something more useful than me. I appreciate it so much and I love it so much. It means so much.
It really does. And it sounds cliched and cheesy, and it's kind of the same thing that everybody says, but I think it's just because we all don't know how to process it. So we just like regurgitate what we hear other people say.
Yeah,
but
would rather abuse you about doing it than accept it.
It means so much. It's so good. You're fine. Your cause is worth it, obviously. Oh. You guys are so like genuinely like everyone here is so lovely, and it's been so cool.
Yeah.
But if you could go back 6 months back to August of 2020 when we both started streaming.
August. Wow, nearly 6 months.
What would you change?
I think for me it would be with sticking with the series. I jumped around playing games for a little bit, which it's fine jumping around playing games, but like I would play Digimon for like 2-3 weeks and I'd stop. I played Watch Dogs for a couple of weeks, and then Assassin's Creed came out. I dropped Watch Dogs and played Assassin's Creed for a couple of weeks, dropped that, went back to Digimon, went on break for a while. Now I'm doing Spider-Man, and I think I would definitely go back and recommend sticking with the series and finishing it. Minimum having 2 series going at a time. Like at the moment, I've got Spider-Man and Pokemon. Nothing more than that. Have my set days I'm going to do those streams on, and sticking with it and finishing at least the story through. Don't worry about the side quests. Do the side quests in your spare time if you're in. Like Spider-Man, I'm doing the side quests in my spare time when I'm not streaming, so I can still enjoy the game outside of it. That would definitely be one of my biggest ones. Consistency and sticking with the series.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I just read what I wrote down for this, and it's super cliched. Derp, are the PlayStation 4's region locked? Like for the...
Isn't Derp Australian? Or am I incorrect?
No, he's American.
He's American?
Yeah, you know, so aren't the CDs like region locked or whatever, so the CD reader is different?
It might be.
I'm either really big brain
American
at the moment,
games playing our PlayStations because
Cyber
Sleuth released on physical CD in the States, and we were able to play it on the on our PS4s over here.
That's right.
So it might be okay, but maybe some Googling.
Derp will talk about it. It's all good. I'm very confused. I don't know how anything works.
I can lend you God of War to play.
Because I'm going to be so good at that game.
It's worth it. It's so worth it. And I'd love to see you panicking whenever you fight something.
I'm going to panic so hard. I'm going to panic. Me and Hades is just panic city. Just 3 hours of stress.
It's funny as fuck.
But in terms of what I would do if I could go back to August is, apart from the cliched, I would get into streaming sooner thing that I'm pretty sure everybody feels.
100.
I think I would probably invest my money in different ways. So, like the capture cards that we bought, they're fine.
Yeah.
They're okay, they work. The capture video, play it to my stream, like it's totally fine. But the audio issues, you know, for me, I think it was more that I'm such an obsessive person with certain things. I will do it for a small amount of time and then I get obsessed with the next thing. So I'm always really afraid of investing money into hobbies because my track record kind of speaks for itself that in 3, 5, 6 months, I'm going to drop it. like, because it's just the way I am. Like, I'm an idiot. So
you're not an idiot. I'll be nice this time.
Nice this one time. So, like, you know, investing in the cheapest webcam that I found rather than going straight to using my DSLR with the program that I'm using. You know, investing in a cheaper capture card rather than going to the Elgato straight away. Things like that, if I had just saved my money or just gone fuck it and bought them outright, I would have had, it's that whole thing of like, you know, you want your stream to look as professional as you can. And unfortunately with any media thing that you're looking at, if you're looking at cameras and lighting and things like that, it's an expensive hobby to get into. Like my camera was very expensive. I bought it for school. So it's one of those things where you've got to kind of pick and choose what you want to spend your money on. But if I just said fuck it and bought the expensive thing from the get-go,
and then you ended up dropping it 4 months down the track, you would have been kicking yourself.
Yeah, but now that we've been here for 6 months and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon, I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't buy the expensive stuff straight away. But I had to be cautious about it. So
like dono goals can be for, right? And like building
100%.
up to it.
All of my donations are currently being put away to buy my PC so that we don't have technical difficulties hopefully in the six months. But for tax reasons, I'm going to wait for next financial year. So.
Yeah. I need to actually, you just reminded me, I need to write down the latest amount of donations in my little document I've got for tax. Because this might be the first time that I've ever had to pay tax with all this going on.
Depends how much you earn. In Australia, taxes are based on how much you earn. There's brackets. I'm not sure how it works in other countries, but I'm sure it's similar or the same. So
I don't think I'll like hit like one thresholds or anything, but like I'm gonna have to look into that now.
It's good just to have, just to keep track of. So
yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of my. I probably wouldn't change anything else. I don't mind so much that I jump around games. I just realized the music isn't playing.
That's okay.
Mood. There we go. All right. No
tax till 18k plus. Sweet. Thank you, Conker. Also, they did some Googling for us.
Thank you, Siri.
While the PS4 isn't technically a region lock system, you may run into issues if you're trying to play games from a different region than the one you are currently.
Okay, so if I had a PlayStation from America and I'm trying to play games that were bought in Australia, I might have issues.
Yes, it could.
America and Europe have different discs.
Maybe be worth it.
We can get one of those, but I can't remember which. Ah, okay, chick. Fair enough. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely have to look into it. I'll do some Googling about whether Australia and America are the same for PlayStations. So
I would have totally offered you my PS4 since getting my 5, but I've already given it to my sister, so I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Don't even stress. Don't sweat it. I'll figure something out.
But like you mentioned, you're saving all your donations for the PC, right?
Yeah.
I've been setting mine as goals. So like one of my goals was the green screen. The way that I do my goals is the goal is half of the amount that I'll need for it, and I pay the other half. Because I think it's just a little unfair to be like, hey guys, you want to give me like $400 for some lights? Like, no, I'd rather just be like 200 or maybe a little bit less, and I'll pay the difference.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's been for the green screen. We've just hit the one for a new capture card, so I'm probably going to get the Elgato HDS. And then my next one, I think, will be some proper lighting because I'm over the breakdowns. But yeah, after that, I don't know what I'm going to need. It'll probably just be like you squealing the way for upgrade. So I don't think I'll need anything major after that.
Yeah, your PC is still like pretty new though, isn't it?
Yeah, I only got it like it's not even a year old. Like it's maybe 8-9 months old.
Oh yeah.
But like it was like baseline, like cheap good. So like I could definitely buy parts to upgrade it.
That's fair.
$90 ring light from Kmart is legit all you need. Well, that's what
we were talking about. The Kmart ones.
Yeah, we weren't sure if it would be okay, and then I was like, eh.
Again, it's that idea of like buying things that might
and
not
not
work
being
out.
Right. Yeah.
Put it on a proper 2-meter tripod and easy cheap lighting. Yeah, Tren's like space that he's working with is very limited as well.
I haven't got a lot of space.
So
that's where I think the ones on the stands from Elgato, maybe I might get those when they're on sale because they're pretty expensive. I have spots where I could put them, or I could maybe mount them to the sides of my desk, the cupboards up above. But I'm gonna have to.
We'll test it out.
Like my ring light on my camera isn't quite enough for the green screen.
The key lights are so expensive, but goals legit. Like honestly, everything from Elgato
Another
is so
goal?
expensive.
Oh my god! Another goal we both have is a stream deck. We want a stream deck so badly, but we're like, we don't need it now. What are we going to use it for? But then we're like, but we want it so much.
Guys, I'm being presented with ice cream.
But it's like really full. So
so lucky. Hey,
it is. The ice cream's
Cam,
like up to
bring
here.
me some ice cream. Cam, come deliver some ice cream.
Thanks, Cam.
I'm so jealous.
I don't know how
I'm
I'm
gonna make him
open
deliver
this.
me ice cream one time.
It's literally so full it's gonna spill.
Siri does all their YouTube videos and their phone and cheap tripod from Kmart. Yeah.
I got ice cream on my keyboard.
Already, wow. No surprise. It's legit like $600 for a 2 key light setup in Oz. Yeah. That's where like those I might wait till they're on sale.
I bought my Elgato capture card on sale. I got it for like more than half price. So fucking stonks.
I might even like hit up JB because like I have a good friend that works at JB and I may or may not have gotten discount numerous times on things.
It's the only reason I buy things from EB Games. It's the same reason. That
Right?
fake employee discount.
Love it. Good. Yeah, I got someone that works at JB. It's good. I don't know if they can do much of a discount on Elgato stuff specifically though. I'll have to
see.
But on to the next question. Are there any games we would want to improve on for the sake of streaming? Do you want to go
So-
first?
So my two that I listed down are Rocket
Yeah.
League
Yeah.
and League of Legends.
League of Legends, I thought it would be.
So I think I'm lucky in the fact that I have a fairly solid viewer base already of people that come in regularly. They don't mind that I'm terrible at the game. People who don't even know League of Legends watch me play League of Legends because they're just happy to be here, which I'm so grateful for. But in terms of wanting to bring new people in, I think if they come in and I'm playing League of Legends and they come in on a grey screen because I have died,
For the
You know,
12th time that game.
they're pretty unlikely to stick around, you know? So I think I kind of get away with it in Rocket League a little bit because the game is very bright, it's very colourful, it's a little silly. You know, it's okay that I'm kind of trash at it. But League of Legends it's serious, okay? Serious gamer mode, alright?
Totally do like some Sundays where we like sit down together and we improve and practice together. We could totally do that.
See, that's the thing. Cam's like, you just need to do the practice in Rocket League. Like, they have that mode. And I'm just like, no.
Effort, yeah, I completely get that.
It's like grinding in Pokemon. I'm just not fucking interested.
Yeah, which speaking of, my one is Pokemon Nuzlocke. If anyone has been following my Nuzlocke journey, oh boy, it has been terrible. I'm either a really bad trainer or I get really unlucky and I'm just
You have
not
had
like
so
this
many
last
Pokemon
gym.
die.
I did not level enough for that gym and we lost nearly the entire team.
It was
The
very
chat
close.
convinced me to add a revive system, so we now got community goals for people to put their digi dollars to help get revives, which like yes defeats the purpose of a Nuzlocke. But I think
I
it's
think
a little
most
more
people
fun
do
this
it,
way.
though.
And
Like,
it's
most people
a
that stream
climbing amount as well, so it goes up by 20k for each revive, so it's going to get harder and harder and harder since to do more revive. But yeah, I definitely want to get better at Nuzlocke, so I'm going to at least do a Nuzlocke for every generation, I think, because I'm really enjoying them. I'm considering maybe
yes.
even doing speed runs, so I'm going to see about that.
I've watched people
but
do
yeah, I need to get
PG-only
better at
speedruns, and
Nuzlocke.
it's so much fun.
I definitely need to get better at Nuzlocks in general.
Fair enough. I feel weird that I'm eating ice cream and you're not.
I have ice cream, I just cut my bombs. It's out in the freezer.
But yeah. Cheesa
Oh,
said the
wow.
community... sorry. I'm reading the wrong part. Siri said, lol, I don't think I've ever taken League seriously. Same, because
Yeah,
I
mood.
only play ARAMs. The fact that, like, I've never been ranked in that game. I've never been interested in playing ranked. I hardly ever
I
play
think my goal
normals.
for this year is to get you a ranking before the end of the season.
I think that's what I need to do, right? Like, I need to get...
Yeah.
I need
We
to
need
get
to do
ranked.
some ranked climbing. Yeah,
The
we can
thing
do that.
is,
That could
guys,
we could
I
do
was
that on
like,
Saturdays.
Okay, like I get it, I'm probably gonna be in bronze, like I'm okay with that. And then they introduced another rank under bronze, and now I might be even more trash, and I'm not okay with that.
That's where even when you get ranked, you still keep playing, you still improve. We could do that. We could definitely do that together. I'm 100% keen for that.
Get good at Dark Souls, but boy, that game really freaks me out. Okay, it's not gonna happen.
Let's have a look. See. You killed a shiny on screen. Yes. I also learned the beauty of not using the speed button.
Yeah, don't just
The
speed.
community pressuring you to revive exactly.
Oh my god. But does
Maybe
anyone in
Siri, if you're
chat
there.
have any questions that they would like to ask us about streaming?
Well, I
It
think
can
we have
be-
one more question there,
Oh,
didn't
do
we,
we?
on advice?
Oh, maybe I'm missing it. You go. Oh yeah, advice. I totally skipped that one.
Yeah, I moved that down a section on my end. Sorry, so that would have technically been before the improving.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Advice we would give to new streamers.
Yeah. Don't worry about numbers.
Don't. I know it's so hard. It is so hard.
As I sound right now, it is the hardest thing in the world to do. But seriously, try not to
turn off your viewer count. Cover it with
also
a sticky note if you're playing on PlayStation.
Critical thing for me. Be happy with what you have.
Yes.
As much as you can be, right? Don't worry about lighting and having breakdowns in IKEA. Don't worry about the green screen not looking right. Get it to a point where you're happy enough. And don't focus too much on it. Don't focus on the negatives too much. Don't focus on X streamer has got more views. There's always going to be someone that's got more or less views than you. And again, we sound like hypocrites because we still do it, but like that's literally, I think, one of the biggest things that we can give advice.
Yeah, I don't know. It does sound hypocritical as well because I've never turned off my viewer numbers. Like I've always got it open on my Streamlabs, but if it genuinely is going to help you to not see that number, don't look at it. If you're streaming directly off your PlayStation or Xbox, cover it with a piece of paper. Like
don't have a breakdown in IKEA. Thank you.
Good advice. Yeah, don't have breakdowns in public while streaming in real life. Maybe it's totally
oh my
fine.
god, yeah. I felt so shit.
And then I did actually have something written down on this. It's hard. This is something that you kind of have to learn. It's also something that not a lot of people have kind of innate in themselves. But don't get into the habit of having the chat dictate what you're going to talk about or when. And this is still something that I'm really working on, especially on days where I'm super tired and I don't want to think about what I want to talk about. But if you're kind of waiting for people in chat to tell you something so that you can react to that, it's going to feel weird for people coming in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I can talk until the literal end of the world. Like I got told by a primary school teacher that they're pretty sure I could talk through a block of concrete in my mouth, right? So sometimes it's super easy for me, but definitely on days that I'm tired, it can be hard to kind of, I don't know, just like sit here and think of things to say when it gets a little quiet. But it's so important to kind of have that flow of conversation going, because some people are using Twitch because they're not great at interactions. So, and again, I'm not saying that's everybody, but it's going to happen. We're on the internet.
I've had moments like that as well. Yeah, that's something that I need to improve on. I guess essentially filling the dead space is what it is, right? When there's, because people get busy while they're doing stuff. People are playing other games while they've got you open. I know Crow's quite often cooking, so he's got me open lurking. People are watching other shows and doing whatever you have to do while it's open. It can get hard, and like again, that was another thing that I was experiencing. Not having people talk, not having the interaction, not having the chat there. And like I said, I'm getting better with it. I still need to work on it, but that is another thing. You need to learn how to fill the dead space as much as you can. Talk to yourself. Like I'm sure everyone talks to themselves. Just do it more.
Just literal
it's
have conversation with yourself.
And talk about what's happening in the game. Talk about, oh, that bullet nearly hit me. Shit, gotta dodge that kind of thing. You know?
Just like make up stories about the characters, you know, especially in games like Animal Crossing. Like you could make up stories about your villagers, what they're doing,
like Mac being an asshole, not leaving, and so he put up a cannon out front of his house, and Marina being the octo bitch for not leaving.
She didn't want to leave. It's fine, we're not going to talk about it.
She now like lowered to one of your least favorite villagers because of that.
Cute, though. She's so pink. I don't know. Maybe on like my next island, I probably won't get her straight away. But I don't know. I still really like her. She's very cute.
Or Octavian, Zucker or Octavian.
Maybe just. I wish there was more octopus characters.
Yeah, they're new this game though, so it makes there's not many.
Yeah. But yeah, just don't sweat the small stuff. You know,
again,
as long as you're live,
we are hypocrites.
Hypocrites, absolute hypocrites.
10,000. May as well change the podcast name to Bill and Ebbs are hypocrites. Like, it's gonna happen.
This podcast has so many names. It's gonna be all in parentheses underneath.
The YouTube title is the hypocrisy of it all.
That's a great name for a YouTube channel. Holy shit.
Oh, it'd be so good. It's just a YouTube channel about people being hypocrites.
But yeah, just if you're a new streamer, or guys, if you're thinking about getting into streaming, but you're nervous,
or even
that,
YouTube, this is good advice for YouTube
Yeah,
too. Like
if-
a series of YouTuber, as for example.
if you're worried about starting it because you don't think it's gonna work out, fuck it, YOLO. It doesn't matter. You know, I said it earlier. I wish I had started earlier because of, you know, it's been going pretty well. I'm pretty happy with, and it's made me feel better. I've enjoyed video games more. Like all these positive things that have come out of it wouldn't have happened if I'd been too nervous. And it is so hard to go live for that first time, and you do feel super nervous. Even doing this stream today, I messaged Tren and I was like, why do I feel nervous all of a sudden? But it's because it's something new. It's totally normal to feel nervous. It's okay. You just need to, you just gotta do it, you know? Take that leap.
It's like Colt says here, I'm nervous all the time before I start streaming, but once I'm in and playing, I start to chill and talking and all that. Yeah, exactly. And I think that was the same for us when we first started streaming, but now, like we mentioned before, it's been nearly 6 months now for both of us, and we're like old veterans, right? We don't really get too nervous at the start. The time management still isn't the best. I'm quite often throwing things up 5 minutes from both to go live.
Fine.
But, you know.
It's fine. I think also the big thing is it's such a networking game as well, especially because Twitch is a live platform. You know, YouTube's a whole different beast because it's not live, but Twitch, because it is live, you've got to make sure you're in other people's streams, you're chatting and kind of putting yourself out there, so when they find out that you stream, they're more likely to shout you out or follow you, or people from their community will come over because you're kind of talking in their community. It's one of those things that can feel kind of icky, but like you got to do it anyway. Yeah, so like a few months ago, Twitch changed the rules around raiding. So if it was less than 5 people, it would show in the chat and in your mini feed on Streamlabs, but it would not trigger an alert.
Yeah.
So if you were playing a certain game where you weren't looking at your Streamlabs all the time, it wouldn't display anything. The streamer had no idea that you had just raided them. And it was to cut down on people doing fake raids where they'll go live and raid you with only themselves in the party, because I'm assuming it was happening a lot to larger streamers. But to be honest, those larger streamers are the ones that don't have alerts on. So I don't know, I didn't really get it. I'm super glad that they changed it back.
Because, like, as I mentioned before, that can be a way for you to get yourself known to more people. You only have those 4 people that were watching, but you could go raid someone and more people could come across and follow and might, like, stick around, you know?
That, and once you start gaining followers and more people watching you, I think it's a good idea to keep raiding those people that you have been a few times, you know, keep within your community, but you've got to branch out occasionally. Like, it's good to share the love to people that you do know, people that you don't know, and at least when you're starting out, I would recommend raiding people that are playing the same game as you, or if you're the only one playing like a really niche game, try and find something that's similar. So
sometimes as well, from someone that's from the same country as you, it's like quite often Ebbs and I will try looking for Aussies first to help like share and build up the Aussie community. And like, I know Elf is one that, like, when I raided her, when I raided her last night, she's like, guys, Bill Tren. Wow, my name.
What is your name?
Tren is another Aussie streamer. Go check him out if you love Aussie streamers. He's really fun. Like,
and that's what it is. People just really like Australians.
Right. I think it's because we swear a lot.
Guys, if you didn't know, Tren and I are super Australian. So, but yeah, I don't know. That's the thing.
That is true. Culture are the best.
God, I swear so much. Elf swears so much. Can we just like?
Right.
She's been really working on it, but she
look like a saint.
She swears like a sailor, and it's the best. I've had to tell her, be like, maybe just like tone it down, like just like this much, like, and then you're in a okay level of swearing now.
Right.
She's
but I think, does anyone have any questions on the streaming topic? I know we went a little bit tangent there, but like, if anyone has any questions, it'll be now's time to answer. If not, I think we're getting close to the end of the stream.
Yeah.
2 hours. Oh.
2 hours. We were like, oh, this will be a half hour, 45-minute podcast. Right, so it's going to be... This is going to take me so long to upload to YouTube.
It's nearly 10 o'clock.
Oh my God. Good thing we're playing
Alfie's
Minecraft
world-
next.
Right? I was gonna say maybe in future if we go this long, do we want to just dedicate the podcast night to just being podcast?
Or we do like a midday thing and then stop for dinner
Ooh,
and then
yeah. Come
play
back.
games.
That
I
could
don't
be
know. We'll definitely. So still time for games? Absolutely, guys. We're still going to be playing some games. I think we're going to move to some Minecraft once we kind of wrap up here.
Or
that
we
kind
could
of
do
thing.
some practicing on League of Legends if you want to. But Minecraft could definitely still.
We've been telling Mick and Hattie that we would jump
We have.
on
def-
Minecraft. It depends what they're doing. If they're not on Minecraft, then yeah, fuck it. Let's play some League.
You know, we can also still do our own stuff. I've still got a basin filled with water I need to empty out.
Oh yeah, we can work on that. Absolutely. But yeah, guys, just thank you so much for coming out to our first podcast episode. They are on Minecraft. Heck yeah, they're gonna be so surprised when we jump in. We're just like,
Right.
hey, we're here. But guys, thank you so much for coming to the first podcast. It's been a lot of fun. As Tren said earlier, this is something that we've been kind of thinking about for a little bit now, and I'm super glad that we decided to make the jump into doing it in the new year of our Lord 2021.
Give it a dab for luck.
Yeah, give
dab
it
for
a
luck.
dab. I missed a lot, but from what I saw, it was really good. Colts, we are going to be... So the VOD will be up on my channel for 2 weeks, as per the VOD rules on Twitch, right?
Yes.
But we will be downloading it. I will cut out all of the technical difficulties and dumbness. I'll probably put a song in that part where my Spotify decided to stop playing. And then we will be uploading it to YouTube. I've put the link in our Discord. I haven't made a Nightbot command for the
It is above me though. The Discord link is
the
above
Discord
me.
is above Tren. I haven't made a command for the YouTube channel yet, but it is in the announcement page. So if you want to go give it a cheeky sub there, unlike subs on Twitch, subbing on YouTube is
One of
completely
us
free.
Probably also post when a new episode is uploaded as well, just so people will see that it is there. I think I'm going to set up a podcast channel in general because we have...
Can we set
What have
the
we got?
bot to notify when I post on the
Got topic.
YouTube channel?
I think we can. I can figure it out.
We'll definitely look
I don't
into
see why I
that.
couldn't.
But when I post, we'll definitely make a post in the Discord of when the video goes live. So if you didn't catch all of it, or if you want to go back in a few weeks and watch episode 1, you totally can. Also, make sure that in the Discord you put any ideas of topics you want us to cover in our podcast channel, because we take suggestions from there. Next month's podcast will be at the end of February on Treniam's channel, so make sure you go give him a follow. As Elf said, he is an amazing Australian streamer.
Not as good as you or
Who is-
Elf, but I'll take it.
Who's currently playing some Spider-Man Miles Morales, and that game looks crazy good.
It's beautiful. It's
So,
good.
Go check that out. And we'll be...
Also, in the podcast section, if we could get some suggestions and any ideas on what we could change to make it better, what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, stuff like that would be really great. And I think, Ebbs,
Technical
you have something you need to announce, right?
Yes, guys. I nearly forgot. Thank you. Where is it?
You're not even looking at the script, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm literally... I'm doing my
we
own
wrote
thing.
up a whole script on this shit, you guys.
Guys, we're super good at this. Guys, thank you so much for getting me to 500 followers. We hit it last month at the end of 2020. So I decided to give away one of these amazing IKEA pencil lights that you can see in the back of my cam just over there. I've got mine set to pink, but you can set it to a bunch of colors or have it rotating through. They're super cute. I decided I wanted to give one of these away to somebody. So thank you everybody that that entered the raffle. I did close it just before when we started the podcast. So entries are now closed, but I am giving this away.
Pencil one.
IKEA pencil light. Oh my god. So Streamlabs should, as long as it's not timed out, I don't think that it is because I stopped it
I
from
haven't seen
talking.
the timeout, yeah.
Should announce that the winner is... It's loading.
Tregan!
I don't know why I find that so funny, but I do. That's so great. Okay, well, Dragon is the lucky winner of the pencil light. So I will be getting in contact with Dragon in Twitch DMs if he's not here at the moment. He will be getting a little care package from me with this amazing pencil light, some Australian goodies, and probably an adapter because Australian and American plugs are completely different.
Oh,
So-
I need to do another IKEA trip for an adapter.
Might need to do another IKEA trip, oh my god. But guys, thank you seriously so much for getting me to 500 follows. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And yeah, we're going to end the podcast here and we'll be back live in 15, 20 minutes.
Something like that.
Something
Go make
like
a coffee, go
Get a drink.
like get
go
some fresh air,
get a
go to the toilet.
snack.
Yep.
All that good stuff. Go pat your cat if you've got one. That's what I'm going to be doing.
I might go see if my nephew's still here. It's getting late, but I might have a cuddle with my nephew.
Absolutely. And we will be back in a little bit for some Minecraft. Thank you so much for coming to episode 1 of the Ebbs and Tren podcast. And we'll see all of you guys later. Bye.
Yes.